Hello again, everybody. We are here at the Academy Day number 7, and joined with me now are the Corona team. So to start it off, introduce yourself, your role in the team.
Okay, hi, I'm Ondra. I'm the founding partner of Corona Renderer, and I started developing Corona in 2009, and since then I joined forces with Adam and Jaroslav. And right now I'm in charge of the development and technical side of the things.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm responsible for business and sales.
Hi, I'm Jaroslav. I have academic background, actually, some 15 years in research in computer graphics, and my role in the team is to put some of this experience into Corona to make it a much better product than anything else on the market.
Cool. So it's very nice to have you here. I think, Ondra, it's your first appearance and yours as well in the Academy Day. Adam and I have met a few times in the past, and Corona really established itself within the archivist industry. I'm using it in my studio. A lot of other artists and studios are using it now. So you have a pending release coming. So if you can share with us a little bit about the new features that we can expect in this one.
We will be releasing version 1.5 for 3D Studio Max, and it will be released on Monday, 10th of October. And originally we didn't expect it will be such a big release, but we start adding more and more features, and we've got really exciting features. So we think it will be a really strong release because we've got this new feature which is called Light Mix, where you can change the intensity of the lights during the rendering, in interactive rendering or after the rendering. You can save these presets, but what you can do more is that than the other kind of similar solution, you can also change the color of all the lights without need to re-render it. And there's basically almost zero speed penalty on this. So you can have 10 different light passes or light groups where you can change the lights, and this will not almost slow you. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. And the second feature is post-production processes, which I think Ondra can tell you a bit more about.
Yeah, so the post-production improvements in Corona are kind of, I would say, evolution. It's in every new version we add some more. We are listening to the users. Basically, we gather the feedback on what they want the most. So for the 1.5 release, we did quite a lot of it because there were a lot of requests. So the first thing that we did is the filmic mapping, which got really popular in the community lately. And that allows you to tone map your images with preserving all the color richness in them, in both the highlights and the shadows. Next thing are the standard controls like saturation, widgeting, and two big things which we did is the LUT support. So we support the standard lookup tables. And what we actually did for the 1.5 release is that we bundle about 80 of pre-made LUT files. We joined with the community, and some of the artists created some of these files just specially for us, and these are now bundled in the Corona installer. So when you install Corona, you get all of them. And there's a nice UI, so you can quickly go through all of them and just select the look for your image, which you think works the best. And the last big post-production thing is a bloom and glare. So you can create the realistic glow and glare. You can edit into your images. And all of these settings have the standard Corona post-production features, which means that you can edit them interactively during the rendering and after the rendering. And maybe one last interesting thing is that we are currently developing a standalone application which will allow you to do this kind of post-production outside of Corona, outside of 3ds Max. So you can just open any image rendered in Corona and apply the same strong tool set of post-production options just outside of 3ds Max.
Okay, that's super interesting. I've had the chance to play with some of these new features with the daily builds, which is looking quite good. And so further along, as you add features and Corona is being evolving and developed more, I guess people will start to look for more substantial information. So in terms of documentation or training that you are currently or about to offer, is there any kind of news in that kind of department from your side?
Well, we feel the need that there is basically the need to educate the users, and we were thinking how we can do it the most effective way. And one of the options was basically that we will start kind of lecturing the end users, but this would be very inefficient. So instead of doing this, we started a program which is called Corona Academy, which will start in November, and this is kind of official certification course which is intended for CG tutors and lecturers. They will come to us for 2 days. They will spend the time with the development team, and we will teach them everything what we know about the Corona. So this way, these guys will get certified. They can start their own courses for actually the end users, and end users can be sure that the quality of this training is really certified, is standardized, and that they getting really the value for their money. So this will start, as I said, in November, and we've got high expectations from it. Yeah.
Okay, and what about Corona working on other platforms? So right now it's mainly developed for 3ds Max. I know Cinema 4D as well. What about something that I hold dear to my heart, which is SketchUp? What about plans for that? Any kind of expected dates, and maybe some other platforms or solutions that you have in plan?
Yeah, I can answer it. I'm very much involved with the development of our Cinema 4D plugin. So we went through a transition. This plugin has been developed for quite a while, but recently, as we did actually when we got a bigger team on Corona, we did a similar thing with the plugin where we found out some limitations of the initial approach. We went through a quite substantial rewrite, which allowed us actually to actually present the Corona virtual frame buffer and the picture viewer in a much better and synchronized way. We also have ported the code to Mac OS, so to OS X. So that also involved actually some internal structural changes. So we've been through this period of not releasing that many new versions because of this internal rewrite. But this has now been done. So we have released a beta version of the port to OS X, and now we're planning to release daily builds of the Cinema plugin on daily builds, bi-weekly builds probably, more likely. So this is the plan, and we're definitely planning to have a full up-to-date version of Corona for Cinema 4D for both Windows and Mac within at most 6 months. So that's our plan. At the same time, we're definitely aware of the need to develop the SketchUp plugin. Absolutely. We're in the process of hiring the people. We definitely need to grow the team. We have essentially all we need to grow the team except the right people. So we're definitely looking into hiring. So if there's anyone who would like to join the team, just let us know. And as soon as we get the right hire, we'll proceed with the SketchUp development, which right now is half person on it. We definitely want to put at least 1 or 2 people on the development, so that within a year we can have a full version of the SketchUp plugin. So that's the plan.
I can just mention something more about the hiring because you started about it, and our plan is basically one of our longer term plan is not to develop not to be a company of just one product. We already got something more exciting in a way, which I will not describe in detail at the moment. So we are actually planning to almost double the development team in next 6 months, which will be probably the biggest kind of task which we did, because I think that the biggest problem is to find really good people who are really interested in actually programming for 3D applications, I would say.
Okay, so that one you can't tell us, but if we look ahead, like 2 years, 3 years, maybe more, is there any kind of thing that you can share with us, what we can expect in terms of new technology, new workflows from Corona? GPU related maybe, or maybe you can add some information about that.
At this point, I can comment on the plans of the development of Corona itself. But as Adam mentioned, we have bigger plans too. But as far as Corona itself goes, we definitely get this question about GPU all the time. And our position on this is that, well, when you look at it, the use of GPU is for a purpose. It's not a thing in itself, right? I mean, you do GPU rendering to gain speed, and we believe we have other and possibly better ways of gaining the speed, right? So GPU is really good at parallelizing really simple tasks, but actually the lighting simulation that is behind generating beautiful images is not really a simple process. And so we believe that by keeping it on the CPU and actually improving the algorithm which is behind the simulation, actually doing algorithmic improvements, will actually gain us the speed and also keep all the flexibility which comes with actually staying on the CPU. So this we're actually be able to gain the speed without giving up anything that we would have to give up by going on the GPU. But of course, there's things that GPU is really good at. So all the post-processing that we've just implemented, we have it on the CPU, and we're definitely planning to use the brute force of the GPU to speed this up substantially, so that the workflow is much smoother and so on. So really, we're kind of like dividing our time in the development between new features. So of course we're young, so there's still features that we are missing, and we're putting them into the renderer. But at the same time, we feel that we now have finally the time to actually start actually putting some new advanced technology in the algorithm, so that we get the speed ups that we can actually get from the CPU by putting a little bit more of intelligence into the algorithms themselves. So that's the plan.
Okay, so this is all exciting news, and I thank you very much for your time, and looking forward for the release and the upcoming features, and hopefully see you here next year. Okay, so thank you very much, and see you in the next interview.